What's up guys, welcome back to some more Destiny 2 content. Today I've got a great video coming in with what I think are the top 10 best changes coming in Lightfall. Only less than a week left, we're getting excited, so let's jump right in. We out here firing cannonballs! Number 1. Artifice armor slot changes. Thank God Bungo have decided to make Artifice armor actually worth something. Am I right? Like, they are doing a bit, they're changing mods, they're giving us an Artifice armor slot that's going to be a +3. Not sure if it's going to cost any energy yet, but obviously they are getting rid of that as well. But I'm very, very excited to see where they take this Artifice armor in terms of build crafting. It's gonna be really cool, guys. I think it's a very, very good change. They're taking it in a very good direction, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen there. After that, number 2, no more armor archetypes, no more solar, no more void, no more arc. We're just going to be able to mix our combat mods and our style mods now, which is going to give you way more flexibility in terms of how you set your armor up and how you do, your different things and how you build craft as a whole. And with a few other changes coming in Lightfall, that's going to be really, really, really cool. Next to that, number 3, mod costs reduction and the combinations. As we just spoke about, they're changing the slots, so they're changing the mods, and that is going to be really, really cool. That we're going to be able to run some really insane things. I think things are going to get nerfed. I've already had a few sort of conversations with myself about build crafting and about what you could possibly combine and run and mix, and depending on how much they reduce the cost of some mods, it could end up being even better, even though that they're reducing the effectiveness of stats on recovery and on what a stat effectively does. So it's going to be really, really cool to see where that goes and where they take that. And then yeah, I'm very excited for that one. And that chains into, again, reducing stat effectiveness. So number 4, we're going to talk a bit more about the stat effectiveness. So right now, stats are like non-linear, so they peak at certain times. So some stats you're better off having at a specific number because they don't evenly increase or decrease per tier, and that is going to change. They're going to balance that out, and then they're overall going to reduce how much each tier gives you, with the big example being the resilience being down to 30% at tier 10 instead of 40% that it currently is this season. So that's something to keep an eye on. So things like your mods are going to be more important now. Anything to do with recovery, your exotics that are recovery based or have some form of recovery in them. So on Warlock you've got Crown of Tempest, you have Fallen Sunstar, things like that. There's some on every class. Even on Titan you can have Inner Light, and then you have other ones. Even Hallowfire Heart might get somewhere. Anything that's going to give you a boost to stats or a way to recover your stats is going to be invaluable next season. They're going to be really, really, really good. So that's something to keep an eye on as well when that drops. Next up from that, along with build crafting, is something that we're talking about, is the difficulty rebalancing of difficulty in the game. So Bungie has sort of come forward in some of their release and said, yeah, look, we are a bit power crept. It was obvious it was happening. It was going to have to happen when they decided to retrofit all of the subclasses to 3.0. They couldn't just do that without drawback, and that has sort of come through with how power crept we are. You go into a GM now and it's almost like a legend, what a legend used to be, and vice versa. So it's become very, very easy to get through a lot of content, and they're going to change that, which means that builds are going to be even more important. That you're going to want to run something with a bit of cohesion. Moving on from there, guys, we're going to go to the artifact updates. So the artifact are no longer going to play a heavy role in like stunning champions, champion mods and having really cracked buffs and debuffs. They're just going to become more of a passive buff style. So this is all just chaining back into the need for possibly build crafting is going to take over a nice role at the moment, and so that's something to keep an eye on as well. I'm very excited to see what changes they make to the artifact and how passive the buffs are going to be and what they're going to be in that sense. So that's something to look forward to in Lightfall when it comes out in a couple of weeks' time. Up next after that is going to be the Adept weapon changes, which is very, very cool. So for a while, it's like, why bother farming master dungeons or master raids when you can just craft similar weapons that are overall in the long run better? Like it was enhanced perks versus an Adept big mons mod. That was essentially what it was. But now we are going to be able to add enhanced perks onto our Adept farmable weapons by leveling them up, and that is probably one of the best changes I think they could have made to make it worthwhile to go into that harder content, go into that end game content, and make it worth your while. So they've done that in a dual purpose with the changes to Artifice armor and the changes to Adept weapons. It is now very, very much worth your while to go and farm those things, and I'm very interested to see that system in action when LIGhtfall drops. We can't wait for it. Guardian levels, we're going to talk about it. We're going to finally have a in-game rank system for how efficient you are. So if you want to troll, we're all going to know. That's going to be me. No, it's not going to be me. But I'm very, very, very excited about this one as well. I think it's a great idea. Having a way to sort of physically, someone can just go onto your profile and see the sort of things you do and the things you're into, and it makes it easier for people to then engage with other Guardians and perhaps, you know, get like-minded people or people who like doing the same things in with them just through meeting them in social. It's a very good idea. I've seen it in other games before, and I think that it's going to work out really well in the long run. And I think, yeah, it's very good. There'll be some tweaking that probably needs to be done, and there'll be some ups and downs in it, but overall it'll be very good for the game and very good for the player base to be able to engage a little bit more with people who are doing similar things than them. Now, number 9, and we have been wanting this forever, and they're finally giving it to us in game, not through a third-party app. Loadouts, and we're here for it. We love to see it. What more could you want than being able to just effortlessly swap through your armor and just keep rolling on down the track? I cannot wait for loadouts. Like, you should see mine right now. I've got so many different builds, and I don't like having the same armor pieces on the same build because it just gets too confusing. So, because I don't like, you know, Destiny is the real end game, so I don't want to have to keep swapping things, and I don't always have my laptop near me to change the build. So this is going away. All of these different builds and these different setups, and we're just going to be able to have an in-game version of loadouts all on one screen. Saw it in the Vidoc, was so happy with how they've done it, and it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. And last but certainly not least, the obvious one, Strand. As a Warlock main, I was loving the Vidoc. I was loving it. The Brood Weaver, the little Brood Mother. We get to be a mum in a dress now, not just a you know, men in dresses. It's going to be fun. We get to wear our robes and we get to have our little hatchlings run all over the place. Super looks amazing. All of the subclass looks amazing. I like how they've added that style of, you know, they've added fire sprites to well, all classes, but like that style on Warlock, you know, the having ionic traces, having little broodlings, having fire sprites, and then the ones for Void as well. I can't remember them off the top of my head. And yeah, I think it's a really, really cool addition. I can't wait for Strand. I reckon Strand on all classes is going to be cool, but I'm very, very excited for Strand on Warlock. I think it's going to be very, very cool to take over the map with a bunch of little broodlings running all over the place. Well, yeah, that is it for my top 10 things that I'm looking forward to in LIGhtfall. Honestly, guys, I'd love to hear what everyone else is looking forward to. You know, jump in the comments down below. Tell me a few things that you're looking forward to, and we can get a discussion going on what we think is going to be the best things coming to LIGhtfall. And we're going to wait for it together. As I said in my last one, we're going to be streaming the day 1 raid. Keep an eye out for that. We're streaming a bit more Destiny on Twitch these days. We're going to get in there and to stream a few of the preps in the lead up to LIGhtfall, and then we're also going to stream a bunch of stuff. We'll stream the release. We'll stream day 1 on LIGhtfall. We'll stream the raid. And we're very excited about it. If you like the content, only if you do, hit it with a like, sub if you can, ring the bell to stay notified, throw a comment down below, let's start a discussion. But until then, guys, catch you in the next one. Have a good one.